Let's Dance is a delightful film. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. This is a musical from 1950. This is directed by Norman Z. McLeod and written by Alan Scott and Dane Lucile, based on Little Boy Blue by Maurice Soloto. And we have a cast including Fred Astaire and Betty Hutton, and their performances are absolutely amazing. When I read the brief description for this before watching it, I thought it sounded like it was going to be quite a heavy film. And yes, there are moments where it gets quite emotional or quite dramatic, but it's also a really funny film, very engaging, very upbeat for a lot of the musical numbers, and it's an absolute joy. It's about a woman who is living with her young child. Kitty is living with her young child, and the child's paternal grandmother is trying to get custody because her son, Kitty's husband, has died, and the grandmother now wants sole custody of the child. Needless to say, Kitty doesn't want to give the grandmother custody, and she works with Donald, played by Fred Astaire, of course, to try and stop this from happening. And it's partly about their connection together and also ultimately what's going to happen with Richie, the son, and who he's going to live with and who will get custody. So that does really sound like a really heavy topic, and I wasn't expecting it. I didn't look into it. I just knew Fred Astaire and Betty Hutton were in it, and I wanted to watch it for that reason. I didn't really look at what it was about beyond that, and I'm pleased to say it's an absolute joy. The choreography is fabulous. The story is really interesting. The songs are brilliant. I don't have a favourite. There wasn't one musical number that stood out to me more than any others, which is absolutely fine. I don't need musicals to be the most memorable, but certainly if I were to listen to the soundtrack independently, I think the music would come flooding back to me, and not quite to the point of being ready to sing along, but certainly I really thoroughly enjoyed the music nevertheless. And the music is by Frank Loesser. If you like musicals and you want something with a very well-written story, a really fascinating story, I was really emotionally invested in this one from the very beginning, with some really great characters, amazing performances, and brilliant musical aspects, the music, the choreography. I'd say it's absolutely worth watching. I hadn't heard of it. It's not one that I can recall ever having heard of before I randomly discovered it when looking for Fred Astaire films, and I'm pleased that I had a reason to watch it. Great story, great casting characters, beautiful performances, fabulous music. I want for nothing. Let's Dance is an absolute joy, and of course, I'm very, very happy to recommend it.